Good morning. It is day 4 and it's about 8:15 in the morning, and we're just packing up the tent that is covered in frost again this morning. We're still waiting for the sun to get to us. Let's see if I can refocus. Yeah, it's right there's the sun coming to us. It was 30 degrees in the tent this morning, so much warmer than the other few mornings. Except it started to drip when it started melting. All the condensation on the tent started dripping, so we had to get packed up earlier than we have been. So we're gonna head back towards Black Lake where we camped the first night and hopefully make it a little past that, but we'll keep you posted. It's gonna be a nice, beautiful day, I think. So I'm just going up for my daily constitutional, and I'm in the sun, but poor Brian back there, you can just see the tent is still in the shade. So I'm warming up on my way to go to the bathroom, and hopefully by the time I get finished, the sun will have made it to the tent and to warm everything up, because it's a huge difference. It's got to be at least 15 degrees warmer in the sun. It feels so good. Off to the goal.
Day 4, we've been climbing from Rock Lake, and we're finally able to see it back there. You can see the lake, hopefully with the lighting. That's where we camped last night. Ooh, that's some lighting over there, huh? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you. We basically came down from that valley, but it's not really gonna show up, is it, with the sun right now? We've been, that's a little better. We've been hiking in the shade. And we're about to pop up on the ridge and the sun, just short of 12,000 feet. Saying goodbye to Rock Lake for now. Definitely an area I want to come back and explore. Looks like there's some cool passes to maybe get up and over. Just taking it easy with the injury, so not doing anything crazy or adventurous. We're going to keep climbing, and pretty soon we're going to be on the top, and maybe we actually cross over the actual Continental Divide again. I have to look at the topo, but it feels like maybe this may be the highest point of our trip, or second highest at least, when we get to the top of this. So onward and upward.
So it's about 9:30, and we've just been climbing up for about a half an hour on a very nice switchback trail. Here comes Brian. And we just got to a trail junction, and thank goodness I looked at the Gaia app, because I think I would have gone the wrong direction. But we're heading up to the saddle between, or not the saddle, the pass up over down towards Twin Lakes. And we'll cross the Continental Divide Trail again, but I just had to show you the view as we hike up. So I think we're going up. There's the trail. We're going to go up that way. But here's Brian. You can see that's the lake that we camped kind of close to last night.
Hey, what's up? Day 4, we're still climbing, getting close to the top, crossing over the Continental Divide. We're at around 12,200 feet. Rock Lake in the bowl back there. This country, man, this wilderness area is some of the most beautiful country that we backpack in. I just love it out here. Wildlife, not a ton of people. Amazing open views. You can't beat it. Man, oh man. So we're gonna keep climbing up. Definitely is a little more remote. There are definitely, I haven't like videoed any of it, or I don't think I have. Patches of bramble that you'll go through that get very grabby just because the trail hasn't been maintained for a while. Like you'll run into this stuff here, but it'll be up to your head on both sides and just grabbing at you from both ends. That's just part of the trail out here. Other than that, it's pretty good. It's switchbacky for the most part, so that horses, mules can use it. And one more look at Rock Lake. Amazing. So Sarah's up there, getting closer to the top. We'll be there soon.
Here comes Brian, cresting the Continental Divide. Do, do, do.
Back over the Continental Divide. All right, so we're at the top of the Continental Divide, and I was wondering what that pointy guy is. That's Rio Grande Pyramid. Makes sense, right? And then I was looking for names of peaks over here. The only one I was getting is the one in the foreground. That's Buffalo Peak. And if there are other ones behind it in the background are named, I'm not getting the names. Just an amazing area. Sarah and I were out here, I think July of last year, on the same spot, and the weather was different. It was overcast, it was like drizzly, it was colder, probably in the 40s, so we didn't really get to enjoy it like we can today. Just amazing. So now we're even though we're crossing over the Continental Divide, now we're heading back to the Continental Divide Trail. The actual trail doesn't it follows the Continental Divide, but like not right on top of it. That would be almost impossible to do. So it gets pretty close. That's where we're headed. Ooh, and now maybe you can see under Rio Grande Pyramid, you can see that little body of water. That's where we camped last year. That's Twin Lake. Saw a bull moose there last year when I was getting water, so maybe we'll see some more wildlife as we now drop elevation. I think this is the highest we're going to be for the rest of the trip. It is exposed up here with the wind, so it's nice to get back in a little bit of shelter. Oh yeah, now you can actually, the lakes are coming into view, and I'm sure as we keep going down the trail we'll get better views of the lake. But man, if you have not been to the Weminuche or the Weminuche, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think the locals say Weminuche, so I'll try and stick to that. If you haven't been to the Weminuche wilderness area, what are you waiting for? It's spectacular out here. I'll take this over peak bagging any day. So we're gonna keep motoring down, and get to the trail junction and we'll go from there. But before I leave you, I gotta give you one more view of Twin Lakes because they're really coming in nice now. Look at that. Oh, come on, lighting. Oh, spectacular. All right, we'll check in later. I gotta catch up to Sarah. Okay, so this is kind of a perfect example of the intermittent brambles you have to go through. They're just grabbing at you from all sides. It's not so bad when they're dry, but last year we were coming up this right after a rain, cold, and just all the moisture that's still on these suckers just goes right on you. So it's a little unpleasant, but you just get soaked. Today, even though it did rain yesterday, they're I'd say they're pretty much dried off, which is nice, but grabby through some sections. There's just no getting around it. You just gotta push on through. You hope I bet you the animals go through this stuff more than us to try and keep it a bit open. So we've been losing elevation and we'll be at a trail junction at Twin Lakes eventually, making our way there. All right, so we're down at Twin Lakes, parallel to it, and there's a little bit of hail coming down right now. So that's cool. It's not like coming down so hard where it hurts your head, but yeah, definitely hailing. A little early in the day for hail. Oh, and I see an animal up ahead maybe. Not sure. It's just a weird piece of wood. Stand by. No, false alarm. Flat. Just a piece of wood that looks like it has horns. So that's what I was saying on the video. Yeah, we'll show you what we're talking about, because from a distance it looked like, see that right there? Looks like horns, doesn't it? So, false alarm. We continue in the hail. Day 4 update. We just took a break here at this intersection with the CDT and the Middle Ute Trail. If you do happen to head out this way, just make sure you have the updated maps. When we came out here last year, I was relying on my Garmin Oregon, and I had an SD card for Colorado, but I guess the CDT had been rerouted at some point, and so this little area, I say, you know, this half-mile radius was very confusing because where we were going wasn't matching up with the GPS. And it's just because of a reroute. But on the Gaia app, like the Nat Geo Trails Illustrated, whatever the current version is, I have downloaded, they have the reroutes on there. Yeah, when we came last time, I think it was when Sarah and I were going from Ute Lake up to Twin Lakes, maybe. There was some route where it looked like we didn't turn, the trail had been rerouted and we didn't make the turn, and we ended up actually going up to the actual Continental Divide, and it looked like we were following a trail. It took us a while to figure out that we weren't on the actual trail and had to do some backtracking. But so yeah, just be aware if you come out here. There was a reroute of the CDT at some point, and depending on what topo map you're following from what year, especially if you use the Garmin SD cards, they may not be current or accurate, and that'll just mean more brambles and less trail. So other than that, we are now heading down to intersect. We're on the Middle Ute Trail. We're going to hook up with the Ute Creek Trail, and then we got a little bit of a climb, not much, to get back up to Black Lake. We'll see how we feel there. Honestly, if we can, I think we both like to get a little bit further down the trail, just to set up for an even easier hike out tomorrow back to the car. But we'll play that by ear. Even if we, you know, leave tomorrow morning from Black Lake, it's still a relatively easy hike out, but it would just be an extra, whatever, hour, 2 hours, who knows. The cool thing about Black Lake was all the wildlife activity, so that's the plus side of staying there. But the other site we stayed at near the creek, I've also seen a bunch, no moose, but plenty of deer come down at dusk to grab a drink and to graze. So hopefully we'll see some wildlife today. That would be nice. It's been mostly overcast. The sun has popped out once in a while. We got hail on earlier. So it looks like it's going to be another day of afternoon showers, and then hopefully a clear night. When I got out of the tent to use the bathroom, stars were popping. So that's kind of been the routine out here so far. Rainy mid-afternoon, late afternoon into the evening, and at some point that all blows out and we get clear skies. So hoping for more of the same. We've got a very wet rainfly and tarp footprint that we'd like to dry out. We just need like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of good sun to dry things out wherever we set up camp. So hopefully we can make that happen. Otherwise, we're just going to start hiking down into this fantastic valley, right? Look at this. This is what I've been looking at. Pretty good, huh? So we'll check in later. Day 4, it's around 3:30 in the afternoon. We took a gamble and kept going, hoping that it wouldn't rain on us, and we lucked out. We got some sun, so we're actually drying out our gear, and we're set up splendidly for tomorrow for a short hike out. But we did almost 13 miles today.
No wonder my dogs are tired.
An average like 2.4 miles an hour. So motored pretty well, but I think we're both going to sleep well tonight. Happy to get the tent set up with the sun, because it feels like, you know, like the pattern's been, there's going to be some rain coming, but probably won't be too bad. Right now the sun feels great. So we're going to get camp chores done and go from there. Day 4, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Camp is set up. We were able to dry out the tent, which was nice. And we're just having a little snack of seasoned pepperoni. And we're just talking about how great this whole trip has been. I just realized this is our last night back in the backcountry.
Our last camping night.
Our last camping night. So hopefully it'll have all the good stuff. The rain.
Which I think just started.
I think it just started, although the sun's still shining. But it's mostly clouds out there, just a little bit of sun. So, yep, 10,000 feet, our last night. We're in Colorado. We're going to hang for a few more nights in Colorado, just to go to some of our favorite towns, Leadville, Dillon, coffee shops, breweries. You know who you are, City on the Hill, Outer Range, Broken Compass, and whatever other little places or stores.
Maybe I'll find another knitting store.
Maybe another knitting store, or a modern quilting store.
I know we've passed a lot of quilt stores, but
yeah,
old lady quilts.
So
in fabric.
We'll get a normal start tomorrow. We've been getting up like at 7 at daybreak for the most part, usually on the trail by 9. It just takes a little longer in the cold to get things packed up and organized. But we've only got about a 4-mile or so hike out to the trailhead. That should only take a couple hours. Then we have a 2.5-hour drive to the first real town, Gunnison. We go through a little mountain town called Lake City. There may be coffee there.
There may be coffee there, but not enough internet to book a hotel.
No. We tried that last year. I don't think we'll have any issues getting hotels.
It's the middle of the week.
You know, so we shortened this from an 8-night backpack to a 4-night backpack. It's still been awesome. We did a big loop, saw some new territory, but just with this rib cage injury, it just didn't make sense to keep aggravating it, just so we can get better for next year. We've got to always think about the future. So maybe we're hoping to get some sort of breakfast tomorrow, maybe at City on a Hill.
Maybe
in Gunnison
at the Backcountry Cafe. They serve breakfast all day.
Yeah, so maybe that. And can get all the hotels I had booked for the trip back to New Hampshire. All that can be canceled with no charge and change. So the most important thing is just to get a hotel for tomorrow, which I don't think is going to be hard to do. It'll be like a Wednesday night. It's almost October. I don't see any issues. Still have plenty of Hilton points. So we may fancy it up in Dillon. That I think it's a Hampton
stay at their Ptarmigan.
Maybe
the
not.
Western Ptarmigan.
Maybe not, just because. Well, we'll see.
Well, we did stay at that Hampton Inn once.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yep. We'll
That
see.
was nice.
Well, it is nice. Yeah, it's expensive too, but with the points, it may be a deal. So we'll see. And there's always the Roadway Inn in Leadville for one night. That's always fine. It's the Roadway Inn, but it's fine. So we'll see. We'll see what our options are. But if we can get like the Hampton Inn for like 2 nights in a row at a decent points price, I think we'll jump on it. We'll treat ourselves.
That'll be a longer drive though.
A little bit, not that much.
From Leadville to Dillon.
It's like 45 minutes. I've done
that's
it.
it?
Yeah, because I've actually
Okay.
stayed at that Hampton Inn, drove to City on a Hill, hung out there for breakfast, came back for checkout at 11, and it was fine. It's not that bad of a drive. It's like 80. It's just you're just on one road the whole way. You go through Copper Mountain, I think. 82 maybe it is. So yeah. So let's see. If we're on the trail at 9, hopefully at the latest back at the car at 11:30, 12:31. It'll be close to be at the Backcountry Cafe at 2. It'll be close. Maybe we should think about setting an alarm just to motivate ourselves a little bit.
True.
Maybe we should do that. We'll talk about it. This is all the logistical stuff that comes in at the end of the trip. So yeah, maybe we'll set an alarm just so we're on the trail a little earlier, so we have a little wiggle room to get a hot, tasty breakfast at backcountry. I think we should do that.
I think so.
All right. We'll see you later. Probably in the morning. Hopefully it won't be too freezing. We're at like 2,000 feet lower than we have been most nights, so hopefully it won't be quite as cold.
No.
Although last night really wasn't that bad. It's been colder, so that's it for now. We're going to hunker down and
Drain the iPad.
drain the iPad. Yeah, that's yeah. See ya.
Bye.